Hello everyone and welcome to CINC Rev 2020, CINC's virtual summit where we bring you some of the brightest minds in real estate, some of the best teams in the US and Canada to share with you how they operate, run and grow their businesses. And hopefully also give you some very tangible tactics that you can apply in your business to increase both your sales and profitability. But before we go into what they do and how they do it, I want to speak for 5 minutes out of our current situation. Because I know these are scary times and I know a lot of you will be thinking, okay, these guys are great and they're doing all of this, but in the end, if there's not transactions that are gonna happen this year, then is it worth it? Is it worth the effort? Will houses be sold? My resounding answer is yes, they will. They will, and more or less in the same amount as last year. Why? Because real estate is an inelastic industry. What does that mean? Well, there's goods and services that tend to be elastic, which means that when their price goes up or when the economy is down, demand for those goods and services really gets affected and it goes down. Well, there are other, and luxury goods are a good example of that. In an economic boom, a lot more people go and consume luxury goods, and in economic hardships, they pull back on those. While other things like inelastic goods and services tend to be very stable, independently of their price and independently of how well the economy is doing. A good example of that is food. We consume more or less the same amount of food. Well, right now with the hoarding thing, for a little bit, it might be more, but in the end, we consume more or less the same amount of food, independently of whether the economy is doing this or that, or whether the price are doing this or that. And when you think about real estate, the truth is, it is a fundamentally inelastic industry. The number of homes transacted in a year depend very little on how well the economy is doing. In fact, if you look at the data and if you look at the past, it is very easy to see this relation. Back in Stanford, we used to look at different crises and how they affected different industries, but there's no better indication than actually having lived through them. And like as someone that comes from Argentina, we basically wreck our country every 10 years. But the worst one that we've done is 2001. Back in 2001, we really did it. We completely defaulted our banking structure. Our government had to devaluate currency 3 times overnight. So you went to sleep with $3 and you woke up with 1. There was no consumption, no trading, and there were riots in the streets. And the economic stoppage was there for months. But still, 2001, there was almost the same amount of homes sold as in 2000. In fact, the drop was only 15%. And now you might say, well, that's Argentina, it's far away, and it's different people, weird accents. Well, let's think of the US. So last year, 10 years of economic boom, one of the best streaks that the US has ever had, and we sold 5.35 million homes. Well, if you go back to 2008, and we'll talk about what 2008 was, how many homes do you think were sold? 4.1 million homes were sold in 2008, and more or less a little bit more in 2009. So the difference between the best year and the worst is only 20%. And think about what 2008 was. It was a crisis that was specifically about real estate. It was not just a recession. It was specifically people saying, I don't want to invest in real estate. It's the worst, most toxic asset in the world. And people that would have wanted to sell houses were saying, I don't want to sell right now. I know I'm selling under the price. I'm losing money. So no one wanted to buy and no one wanted to sell. But still, there's only a 20% difference of that moment and last year. Why? Because you have no option. Because the things that make you want to buy and sell real estate are fundamental and they cannot be denied. They can be delayed a little bit, but not much. You know what they are. You change jobs, you get married, you get divorced, you have kids, or your kids move out. And honestly, this doesn't change it at all. If you were getting divorced, the month of quarantine is not changing that. If you had a kid on your way, you didn't stop it because it's not the best moment. And if you lost your job during these critical and terrible times for a lot of people, you're going to have to downsize. You're going to be selling your home and you're going to have to buy or rent a different home. And in a market that has had under supply for the last years. And this is very different than 2008 because it's still a seller's market. That additional supply will reactivate it too. Combined with the fact that there's a lot of money coming into real estate because tangible assets are on the rise, because you don't want to be in services right now and you don't want to be in the stock market, and brick and mortar is a good bet, especially for people wanting to live in houses in different situations than they were before. And so these things will not change. And I would say, I am very confident to say that this year will sell more than 4.5 million houses. It will not differentiate itself with last year by more than 10 or 15%. And that's only half of the equation, yeah? Because yes, transactions might be down, let's say it's 15%. What about the supply of real estate agents? What happens with that? Well, if you think about professions, real estate agent is the most elastic profession in the world. Medics are inelastic, yeah? So if we need more medics now, you're not gonna find them. You might bring one or two out of retirement, but it takes 8 years to make a medic, so you won't find them. And if things go the other way and we don't need medics, sorry, if you're a doctor, you studied 8 years for it. You're not gonna go and drive an Uber unless it's the only thing you can do. Well, real estate agents are the opposite. The barriers to entry are very low. We have a great year and 100,000 people think that they're a realtor. And we have a bad year and 200,000 people forget that. And they realize it was hard and go back into other jobs. So while the transactions might be down 10 to 15%, the realtors making those transactions are gonna go down 30% or more. So for the top 30% realtors that are going to capture all that business is gonna be steady or up this year. Now, the key part of that is staying in the fight. That business is going to go for people that have the means and the mindset to keep fighting in these times. Why? Because all of those relationships, all that pent-up demand that will explode in Q3 and Q4, just as you're seeing it explode in China now, and you're seeing the real estate boom that they're having right now, is not gonna be cashed at that moment. It's getting produced today. Why? Because people are starving for human connection right now. They're planning more than ever. We're seeing it. Lead gen is up. We're seeing more people online. We're seeing more people put their information online and give you their information because they want to talk to you. And we're seeing agents' percentage of quality conversations, of successful connections go through the roof. Never before have people been so willing to talk to people. They want someone that they can vent to. They want someone that can tell them what's going on. They want someone that can help them plan their future because they know that they're gonna have to move houses and they're very scared of what's happening. And whether they're gonna have to sell or buy, they need someone to hold their hand right now. And so all of the agents that are now hiding under their bed and that will come back up in September wanting to cash in all that business when business is exploding, they're gonna be too late. That door is gonna be closed because those relationships are getting forged now. And for that is that our job here is to give you those means because you need to provide the mindset. You need to keep fighting. We need to provide you the tools so that you can identify those people that are needing to talk to an agent and so that you can reach out to them and establish a true human connection even when you cannot meet them face to face. Especially now, you need to be able to not have a transactional conversation with them. If you're going in thinking, okay, I need to see if this person will close in a month, then you're already out of the game. But if we give you the means to establish a real human video connection with someone, to listen to them, to earn their trust, you're earning their business. And we absolutely know that that's gonna happen. Now, the 30% of agents that are going out of business have easy excuses for themselves. They're gonna say it was Corona, it was the economy, it was politicians doing too little or too much. But the truth is, they let it happen. They gave up the fight. And for the people that stay, the rewards will come. And so as I said, CINC is doubling down on this fight. We are working overtime, all of us, and we're giving you extended service hours. We're doing live training every day of the week. Please attend our live training. We're doing not only CINC performance and platform training, but also objection handling, scripting, everything you need. It's free, it's live, you can ask questions, please join us. We're also releasing features faster than ever before. And most of those features are targeted and allowing you to be more human with more people more times because they need you. We need people to lead through this. It's a public service and it's also an investment in your future. And so for CINC clients, I thank you for being CINC client. We're here in this fight with you and we will win together. And for all of you that join us today that are not CINC clients, we think you are doing an absolute service to the community by keeping up this fight. We want to give you every tool that we can. Listen to the experts, apply that knowledge. You need to be calling. You need to be helping these people. They need you more than ever. So for all of you, I am honored at the incredible amount that has signed up for CINC Rev. We've never seen this kind of attendance before. I am very excited at the people that we have presenting and talking and teaching. I hope you get as much out of it as we do. And for me, my most important message is stay strong, keep up the fight. We're here with you and we will win together. Thank you very much.